getting up at a time that the world is still quiet gives you an opportunity to choose your focus in a very real way. It allows us to not just have to carve out more time or to fit in something that soothes our soul, that sets our way of being in motion, so that when we encourage circumstances and situations throughout the day and other people's energies and other people who are navigating circumstances and situations, we are able to maintain our center. And it's also a place of integration. Rest is today's topic, and rest is also a place of integration. When we are on a path or in a program or in a pattern, let's say, that we've intentionally created, like working out, it's not in the sessions when you're lifting weights or you're doing your push-ups or you're dancing that the muscles are actually responding to what you're doing. They are working and they are pumping blood, but the actual benefit of what you're doing comes when you are in a resting state. Any additional muscle gain or any of the health factors that you seek from wellness practices happen when you're not doing them. They happen as a result of doing them in that rest period between sessions. And it's also true of our lives. You know, when we're in motion doing things, that is the experiences that we are calling to ourselves. That is the effort we're putting forth to get a reward. That is the participation in the process. And then the receiving happens when we're still. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. We'll do a little bit of doing, and then we will settle into a restful state and prepare the body for that. All right. So we'll begin in our normal way by just connecting. Check where my mic is. Connecting to ourselves in a very visceral way. Breathing. Deeply into the belly. We'll find a rhythm of breathing here into the belly, and then we'll expand it 360. Cultivating a restful state can also come from reestablishing deep connection. So let's just scan the body now. Now that we've arrived, feet planted, let's just scan our internal landscape and notice. Notice any places of tension or sensation, any tightness, any expansiveness, any pulsing, or places just drawing your attention to it. Maybe something is calling your attention. A particular spot or joint. Go all the way down to the feet. Excellent. And then let's move a bit. Let's create some synovial fluid so that any movement we do is with more ease. Moving the wrist slowly. And we're going to deepen this circle practice a bit today with some self-myofascial release. So we're going to bring our wrist up like so, and we'll take our thumb and put it into a meaty part of our extensors on the top of our arm. And as we lower the wrist into a flex position, we're going to drag our thumb up into the tissues of the forearm and toward the elbow. So extension at that wrist and then flexion. And just do it in various places. This is just how we're able to deepen the circle practice and relieve restriction and rebalance tension around joints. I found that mostly over the past 20 years that I've worked with people, so much of their pain came from an imbalance of tension around joints. And a lot of it can be relieved just by doing some self-myofascial release. This fascia is always collecting energy. And do the other side, starting that, pulling the wrist up and then lowering it slowly as you get closer to the elbow. But this is an active form of release versus passive because we're moving the actual place where we're working. If you type a lot, this is a great thing to do. Or if you have a repetitive job like that requires a lot of detailed work at the hand. Forearms often get neglected until we have an elbow problem. Great. And then just notice how the wrists feel after that. Are they a little bit more mobile? Mine are for sure. And then we'll move at the elbow. And reverse. Even that feels good. And then before we move the shoulders, we'll do some. Take our fingers and we're just going to massage the front of the shoulder. Maybe put 2 fingers into the dense muscle of the front of the shoulder. And follow any tension down into the arm. Once you've released any tension in the arm, then we'll move to the pec. And that'll be that space right in front of your armpit. So just notice if there's any tension there. I have some here. I'm just going to hold and breathe. Make some gentle little circles with your fingertips. It's challenging to rest and get into a complete state of relaxation when you feel tense or tight. Or if you have pain stemming from especially a pulling around joints. It can be very uncomfortable. And just follow those lines. So I have a line of tension that's running down toward my psoas on my left side. I'm going to focus on the chest here, and I'll just remember that this line wants to be released. So I'm going to focus on the pec while I'm not engaging it. And as we get lower, we start to then be working on muscles that we're using when we're standing. So it's better to do that when we're laying down. Let's just find any, oh, there we go. Some pectoral tension here. Gonna breathe and intentionally release. A lot of times we get neck pulling from pectoral pulling. We get hip pulling from pectoral pulling. Good. We're looking for a change. We're not looking for complete alleviation of all switch sides, of every little bit of tension in the body. We're just simply looking to create more space. That's what it's about, where, you know, you could work your whole life looking for the shadows and what's wrong, but really our intention today, and like any other deep work we would do, or any other work at all, we want to have an intention. So today we're looking to cultivate a deeper state of rest and relaxation when we're not doing. And so what we're doing right now is prepping the body for that. We're finding places of tension and intentionally letting them go, asking them to release. And I'm following the tension from here down. Usually if you have a pointed place of tension, it connects into another area of the body, often where it anchors itself. The body's very intelligent. Creates stability where there is some lacking, creates tension where there's friction or weakness, creates objects, even coagulation of tissue, mounds of tissue to buffer, calcifies where there's a lot of activity that could be harmful to the tissues. It's just such a brilliant system. Yeah, so I realize I'm getting into some postural stuff, so I'm gonna stay here in the pec. Just find any places of tension around the front of that pec and the front of the shoulder. Okay, that feels better already. And then we'll do our circles. Breathing. And reverse palms up. Okay. Now we'll take our hands behind our back and then pull our shoulders back like so. And we're going to do circles at the scapula. So the scapula are these wings here, these wings sticking out. So we're going to make circles with them, drawing them down, and we're reestablishing their ability to tilt under toward the ribs, which protects the shoulder long term. So pulling them back, sliding them down, pulling them forward, pulling them up, pulling them back, sliding them down. So just making big circles, pulling the scapula forward, wrapping the little wings around your body. Sliding them up, sliding them back. Breathe. Slide them down, wrap them around. Sliding them up, sliding them back, pulling them down, wrapping them around. Then we'll reverse it. So pull them while they're down, you pull them back, slide them up, pull them across you, wrap them around yourself. Now, I'm doing a lot of extra movement just so you can see what's happening, but you could do that without actually moving all of that. Like, I can isolate them, and I can even decrease the trap involvement. I can do just the shoulder blades, but I'm for effect, so you can see I'm raising, so you can know when I'm up, pulling them forward, sliding them down. And at first, if this is something you've never done before, you might have to involve more traps in order to get it to happen. This can often decrease shoulder pain, just having more mobility in the scapula or freedom in the scapula, allowing them to tilt again instead of creating more separation from the body. Awesome. Okay. And from here, we'll go into the ribs. So moving the ribs laterally across the hips, shearing them across the hips. So I'm taking them, like keeping them in, taking them across like a typewriter or a sliding door. And just notice if you have any limitation or stickiness. Now we're going to make circles, and wherever you have that, we're going to address it when we go to the floor a little bit. Reverse. Breathe. And now sexy circles. So just scraping the bowl, the spatula, making circles, breathing, and reverse. And bigger circles, go to the side, find diagonal, straight back, back into the side, truly to the side, front on an angle, front on an angle, to the side, to the back and side, straight back, back into the other side, straight out to the side, front angle, front straight on, front angle, and so forth until you feel like you have a complete circle. And reverse. Okay, now let's go down to the ankles. Engaging across the ball of the foot. Reverse. Making contact with all the balls of the feet, ball of the pinky toe, all the way across to the big one. And switch. And then turn the foot over, stretch the top of the feet. This is painful. Just ease off the degree to which you're bending, but breathe through the discomfort of bending at all, because we need to have our toes, especially the big one, be able to go into full extension. Good. Now let's make our way to the ground. Just going to bring the camera down a little bit. Okay. As you can see, my dog is slowly eating away my mat. She's slowly eating it. So if you have a roller handy, grab it. And we will begin by doing some extensions of the spine over the roller. You can cup your, hi baby, cup your ears. Hi honey bunny. Hi honey bear. Hi honey bear. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Thank you, honey. You're hanging out on me. Thank you. Thank you. So we're just going to do some extensions over the roller. And up. Just very slow. Now both of my knees would be up if I didn't have a doggy between them. But who is going to disrupt the doggy napping? Not me. And then after you've done 4 or 5 in one place, where you're allowing the back, the upper back, to round around the roller, just allow yourself to breathe in extension. You having trouble getting comfortable, baby? You having trouble getting comfy? Huh? Good, then change the position of the roller. Just find a new spot. Hi, honey. Hi, baby girl. Hi, baby girl. Same thing. Just moving into extension. And I'm not pulling on my neck, I'm just supporting the weight of my head a little. I mean, the spine houses nearly all the components of the nervous system wiring, and we really want to allow as much space for a clean environment for signals to get through the spine. And when we're tight and pulling all of our parts out of alignment with excess tension, it just doesn't feel as good to move, and signals can get diminished. Sometimes people get impinged nerves just from tightness. After 4 or 5, just linger in an extended position. And when you're ready, let's pick one more new spot. Whether you want to go up or down, I think I'm going to go up with this roller. And just extending and flexing. My baby girl. This might be something you adopt for right before bed, in addition to waking. So you leave yourself having released tension from your back that you accumulated during the day. Now I'm going to go just below where I first started, still in the thoracic spine, not going down into the lumbar or low back. Just finding any other places of tension that I'd like to release, and allowing the upper back to round, pulling the ribs down, letting the back arch only. So I'm gonna bring my elbows in and take my hands over my head and breathe. And you can put your arms in different positions. You can reach them out over your head. And just notice the effect it has, where you need more release. Breathe. And now we'll bring your body into neutral and we'll rotate. So you can have the hands on your ears or right here, even with your hands, even with your forehead, elbows bent, and we'll rotate. And move up a little bit and do the same. And now we're going to do some lateral flexion. Just stay facing the ceiling. And then when you're complete with the roller, you can move the roller out of the way and lay flat. And here we're just going to cultivate stillness. Breathing into the belly. Into your sides. And we're going to do a guided meditation that's just an ultimate relaxation. See how it works with me doing it at the same time. At this point, after rolling the back, you should find your breath a bit more open, more spacious in your belly and chest. And as you continue to breathe, let's intentionally relax the scalp. And letting go. Behind the eyes. Nothing we need to hold. Nothing else we need to be doing. Releasing the jaw. Nostrils. The chin. Let your lips part. Couch. Your tongue. For some reason I had a picture in my mind of sitting on a couch. And that's okay if thoughts come. Let them come and let them go. Letting go in your neck. shoulders. Your chest. Your belly. Your hips. Your thighs. Your knees. Your shins. Ankles. Toes. And just let them melt into the earth. All aspects of you, all parts, just sinking. Let yourself go more and more deeply. Let your eyelids become light. Let your breath breathe you. Become the awareness of all that's happening. Effortless. Grace. And now, from this place of deep relaxation, how do you intend on showing up today? Can you carry this sense of peace, of presence, of relaxed way of being with you? Is it what's needed in your environment? And let's carry the same energy into a vision. Until tomorrow, tap in, rise up, and have a powerful, peaceful day. do a video on how to get up without disturbing your puppy.